Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's good, y'all? It's Chris Gary, Sandra Benjamin. We represent different parts of the United States, but we are here to do this usual thing we like to call the We Are Rising podcast, which is what we talk about when we discuss everything about the Rising Fighting Federation and Japanese combat sports, or when it comes down to things that we don't feel like talking about much often, we tend to shoot this shit. You can follow us respectively on Twitter. I'm at ChrisGary92. He's at ABenja1. The show handle is at We Are Rising Pod, WeAreRisinPod, all in one word. And you can check out the show on Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, which I hope you're subscribed to now, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast of choice. But enough about us. Our guest today is a man who competed in the Rising Fighting Federation ring before, albeit in a kickboxing capacity. He will be facing off against another brother from another mother, BeyNoah, Black Panther BeyNoah, on November 20th at Rising 32 in Okinawa, live on Live Now Global in the North American region and internationally. Representing the Honey Trap Gym in Shinjuku, Tokyo, Japan, by way of Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, introducing Monsieur Daryl Lokoku. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Feel good. And I'm on our best. I'm good.
Yeah. So, yeah, I have one of the things I remember that from our last talk last year was that Rizin said that they you had your kickboxing fight against Kaito Ono, and then you also told us that Rizin was also interested in having you do an MMA fight. Was there? I know it's been a year now, but like, was it supposed to happen later, or much more earlier, or was the plan for them to, one that year do the kickboxing fight and then the next year do this MMA fight?
No, it was like the first I signed with Rizin. It was like a 2-fight, one for kickboxing and another for MMA. But MMA fight, they didn't tell me when we fight. But it was my bad last year after fight Kaito. I went to Dubai for my business and I went to Congo. And last year it was like a Corona or something. Ready, they told me to fight after kickboxing. They told me to fight 2 months after. But when I go out Japan because COVID, they say, no, we cannot fight you yet because you are outside. You have to stay in Japan like 3 months. That's why I didn't fight last year. And they gave me opportunity to fight this year again.
Gotcha. And ironically, you went from fighting a kickboxer in kickboxing. Now you're fighting a kickboxer who's now doing MMA. I'm curious to know, are you familiar with BeyNoah? And if you are, what do you think of him as a fighter? I want to get your thoughts on him, Mr. Lokoku.
Yeah, I was surprised when they told me to fight with Mr. Now. And I saw his background, his kickboxing. I'm like, wow, damn, I fought with kickboxing again. And they told me it's like a MMA rule. That's I was happy. Because last time I fight Kaito was not my regular sport. It was kickboxing. It was my first time to fight kickboxing. And this time it's gonna be MMA. And I will do my best. And now is 2 times to fight MMA. He's champion kickboxing, man. This is gonna be 2nd time to fight MMA. And I've been in the MMA more 10 years, and I will do my best.
Did you happen to see his first fight that he had, his debut fight?
Yeah. I saw his first fight. He was good. He was no bad. To be serious, he was good. He was defend good, even ball grappling. He was good. And I was surprised.
I thought he won. That had he not gotten the red card, I think he would have won that fight. But he was grabbing the ropes too often. And had he not done that, he would have gotten the judge's decision.
Yeah, that was the mistake because he was kickboxing and even he start MMA, you don't know all rules. That's why he was like grabbing anything and they gave him like a yellow card. But maybe this time he training about that, he learned a lot. And I have to keep focus about him. I'm not like you, I'm gonna win. No, I have to training to win. I have to keep everything serious.
And so with this fight, are you training any differently now that this is an MMA fight as opposed to the last fight, which is kickboxing? Are you now doing everything back to doing everything, striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, or because
Exactly.
sorry, go ahead.
Exactly. You know, now is kickboxing. It's track. If I like stand up, I cannot fight like MMA only stand up. If I fight stand up with him, you know, he's champion in the kickboxing. Maybe I can lose. I don't know yet. But we fight in MMA rule. I training but jiu-jitsu, training but grappling, training but judo. I will use all training. I cannot just fight stand up like kickboxing. No, it's not kickboxing fight. It's MMA. I have to go grab down. I have to do like a judo technique. That's what I'm training about. His fighter is like a gonna kick, he gonna punch, but I have to use my judo. I have to use my technique, my jiu-jitsu. That's what I'm training. Every day I'm training about that.
Chris, I'm going to throw the questions to you now.
Okay, now when it comes down to the first fight that you had at Rizin 23, obviously it was in a kickboxing capacity, losing to Kaito Ono via decision. Did you feel any type of nervousness knowing that this was, aside from the fact that you fought on some pretty big time cards for Grachan and Lethway and Deep and Pancrase, did you feel any type of nervousness going into that Rizin ring for the first time?
Yeah, but to be serious, as fighter, I was like, it's not me to decide the last decide the judge, but I do my best as fighter. And at the hands, they give him like a Ewan. I'm like, I give him a respect, and I have to do more. If I was like knock up him, I can say, oh, I knock out him, but why they don't give me victory? But I didn't knock out him, and the judge decided to give him the victory. I'm like, I lost, but I don't give up. I'm training hard, and I focus about the future. That's why I focus about the future. Well,
that's understandable, man. And when it comes down to this fight that you have with BeyNoah coming up, I don't think this is the first time. I mean, I think this is like the first time that Rizin has put two brothers against one another. And I know this probably might confuse you a lot because, of course, y'all are both, you know, just like me, black. But when it comes down to this, I mean, do you ever feel when it comes down to facing somebody, not just of your own skin color, but you know, of a different background,
I got you.
Yourself, that you don't feel any pressure facing off against him?
Yeah, I feel many pressure because like it's my first time in Japan to fight with the brother, same black color. It's my first time. And you know, people like yo, Dari, every time you beat Japanese, you beat some white people, but you fight with your black man. If you lost, people will say, man, you are not strong. You just like a fight with Japanese, that's why you win. And that's make me more training hard. I fight with my brother, but I'm like, yo, I have to win this fight because it's like two black rising food, two black, and they live in Japan. I'm like, wow. And we got a like friend in common. We got a friend. Like, I'm like, wow, we have to do the best. I have to win this fight. This is my first time to fight my brother, the black man, and I have to do my best to win.
Understood. And as far as you fighting on the same fight card as another African-born fighter, Bobby Olagun, who has fought really more prominently on New Year's Eve. But when it comes down to fighting on the same card as somebody like him, I don't know if you know him or his brother well, but do you feel like, you know, you and Olagun have to prove a lot to the fighting world that, hey, Africa is here and we are here to prove that we have good martial arts?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you know, before I used to do judo, I used to fight with the same black color, the same brother, but in MMA, my first time, and my friend, my gym gave me a lot of push. Like, yo, that you have to win. You fight with the same color. Show us you strong. I'm like, okay, this brother, I have to beat him. Even with brother, after fight, we check hands, bro. Sorry, but I have to do my best. I'm training hard. I'm training hard to prove. But I know it's like I got a lot of pressure in my back, a lot of pressure. Even my manager, yo, Daddy, show us like you fight with your brother. Show us you strong touch him, and his nickname is Black Panther, and he's like, who is the really Black Panther? Who is the really Black Panther? I'm like, yo, I'm Wakanda. I will show people. That's
I bet you're gonna probably be the main one telling the fans, is this your king? Is this your king? Or something like that when you beat him.
That's one big fan. When I beat him, man, I would be like, yo, I'm the really Black Panther. And you gotta change the name. You have to be like maybe White Panther. That's gonna be crazy.
Please take this conversation over. I can't take any more.
Okay. Well, actually, speaking of MMA or like fighter nicknames, Daryl, I noticed that you do not have one, or at least one I couldn't find. What MMA or fighter nickname would you like to have? If since Black Panther is taking over, is there another one that you might like instead?
To be serious, all my friends they used to call me like Black Panther Wakanda, but all my friends they call me that. And next I fight with the really Black Panther. I'm a Black Panther. I'm like, yo, damn, my friend asked me, yo, Darryl, you fight with the really Black Panther, show us. I'm like, okay, I have to show you. I'm the ready one.
You know what you need to do at the weigh-ins or the pre-fight press conference, you gotta like let him know this has got to be for the title of Black Panther. Whoever is the winner should be the one that gets the title of Black Panther. So if you win, you get your name should be Black Panther Daryl Lokoku.
Of course.
And if he loses, my friend. And if he loses, he has to change it to another nickname, something else. I don't know what, but he'll have to. That should be like the stipulation. That should be the stipulation between you two.
That's why I do my best to never lose this fight, because if I promise my friend, my gym, if I win this fight, I will change my name. Everything is gonna be the really Black Panther, and you have to change the name. If I lost, man, I close my mouth. If I lost, man, I close everything. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but I will never lose. That's I promise you too. I will not lose.
Okay, great. So with this fight, so what is the ideal way that you see this fight going? Do you see this? I know you talked about standing with him, that you may not want to do that. So do you see this going to the ground? If this goes to the ground, that's going to be your territory as an MMA fighter. You're going to have the advantage of that, or do you see this being more like grappling or a little bit of stand up, a little bit of grappling? How do you see this fight going in your favor?
For me, I see the fight. The first round, I want to do stand up, fight like kickboxing, because it taught people like I'm a good kick. I'm like a fighter. I'm like, yo, man, I used to fight that way. I used to fight that way. I fight with many strong people. Let's do fight. And the first round, I will give him best fight about kickboxing. But the next round, I will do the rapping, I will use my MMA, everything.
Gotcha. Actually, I'm curious to know, since you do speak Japanese and French and English, when your coaches are coaching you, what are they coaching?
My coach is coaching me in Japanese. I can speak Japanese. My coach coached me in Japanese, and I got another coach. He coached me in French. I got a two coach, one Japanese, one French, and I listing them, then I fight.
Oh my God, I find that so interesting that you can hear both languages while fighting, and what is going on. My brain, like, that's like, I speak one language, so like that just is like, that's so like fascinating to me. How long sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sometimes when you fight, my coach is Japanese. When you speak Japanese, my opponent can know. Okay, they say strike, they say kick. But when my coach in French, they say something, nobody can understand that. That's make me like, okay, my coach, the Japanese coach say, yo, Daddy, want to, but my another coach in French say, yo, Daddy, kick him. I use the kick.
Gotcha. That totally makes sense. Because even if you have a coach who speaks English, more than likely the other side will understand English rather than French. So that totally makes sense. Oh, that is a smart strategy. One of the other questions, moving on from fighting, and I want to ask you this because I want to know the full story. Earlier this year, around the summer, you had been you had been arrested it was apparently stealing stuff from cars, and it was a strange story overall because it made no sense. Like they found your wallet like in the cars where that these incidents happened, and eventually all charges were dropped. And I just want to know like what happened, and just like what happened with this whole incident, and just like what was it like being arrested? Go ahead.
Okay, it's gonna be my first time to talk to people about the situation. It was last year. Last year.
Last year.
Yeah, last year in May. It was like a corona lockdown, nobody go out. I had like a meeting about my business with my designer because I got my brand, my t-shirt brand. I have like one Japanese designer. We have to talk. And he said like, can you come to my place? Because he have bar, like next Tokyo, is not already in Tokyo, like the next city after Tokyo. And I went there with two of my friends. It was like a late night, about 11 p.m. We finished meeting like 1 a.m. We finished meeting like 1 a.m. He was like, okay, Dari, you can stay here. We can drink in my bar, like something like this. I was like, okay, why not? Let's drink. And we drink till like 5 in the morning. And I was like, I'm tired, I have to go home. And I go out, I was a little bit drunk. I take taxi, then back to my house. And when I be in my house, I forget my wallet, but I didn't know where I forget my wallet. And I tell the taxman, okay, wait, let me get home and give you money. I get home, I get money, and I give him, I pay him. And the next day, I went to the police. The next day when I wake up, I went to the police to tell them like I lost my wallet last night, but I don't remember where. Maybe in the taxi, maybe the place I were drinking, I don't remember. And the police gave me some paper, like if they find, they will call me. And after 1 week, they don't call me, but I was worried about my credit card. I was worried about my ID. Then I told them I have to make the new one, because if you don't find my wallet, I have to do, because I don't have ID, I don't have my credit card, I don't have anything. And the police, after 2 weeks, they told me they couldn't find them. They couldn't find my wallet. Then I go to make everything. The police give me the paper, like I lost my ID, I lost my credit. I went to the bank, I went to immigration to give me another ID. And then everything was finished. And I didn't remember this year. That was last year in May. And this year, I was like, July, maybe July. I was like 6, 7 in the morning. The police came to my house. Like, what's up? Like, we have some question to ask you about what? Like last year, you went to some place after Tokyo. Yeah, we have to ask you. I'm like, okay, let's go to the police station. I was like, yeah, cool, let's go to the police station. And then we went to the police station. They was like to ask me about what's going on. And they say like, yo, last year, you was like, you tried to rob some car. I was like, damn, yo, what do you talk about? No, you was like, we found you was like to rob some car in the parking. I was like, damn, I live in Japan more 10 years. What do you talk about? I can never do that in my life. And they say like, we found your wallet there. How you find my wallet there? I lost my wallet. I got every paper from the police, every report from the police. The next day I went there. I remember the day because I lost my wallet. I know everything. I got every paper in my house. The police got me. And it was like, you tried to rob car? Man, I called my lawyer. And I was like, that was like bad. They locked me for 3 weeks. 3 weeks in the detention, like they have to
so
if I do that.
I apologize for interrupting, but my understanding is that Japanese legal system, you can be held for about 20 days, I think, without without any
Yeah,
lawyer, without any sort of,
yeah,
defense.
bro. That's what's shocking me. You know, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't do that. And my lawyer just worked and worked. And at the end, they find like my lawyer told me they didn't find anything. And just they find like you lost your wallet. Maybe somebody tried to rob the car by your wallet. And man, the car was the small car. Maybe if they said that car, maybe it's about $2,000. The cheap car, really small car. I'm like, I can't no rob this car. I can't. And they was like, hey, you did that. You have to pay money, man. And at the hands, I pay them money because my lawyer say like, if you don't pay money first, they will keep you there.
Okay. So was
And
that
I pay like,
was that like a bail? Like was that
yeah,
bail?
like the guy, the man who say like I tried to rob his car. I don't know
Oh.
him, and he say like that in the police, in Japanese police. Many things complicated, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Many things like it's not like in America, not like in Europe. The police situation here, man, is really bad for the foreign. And I was like, first I pay like about $7,000. I pay like $7,000 for it to clean everything. And then when I go out, my lawyer, even today, he still to work. He work about that. Even now, my lawyer is in the justice with them. They have to show the proof like Diary did that. Why you put him like 21 days in the detention and he didn't do that? And that's the situation. I didn't do anything. If I did that, Rising is a big event. They can check in the police if I did. But Rising give me the fight again because they know I don't do that. That's what the mistake the police made. It was not me.
I thought it was such a bizarre thing because if you were to rob a car, your
Yeah.
wallet would be the last thing you would like. That just first of all, you either have to deliberately put your wallet there, or oops, my wallet fell out. Oh no! It seemed such a bizarre thing that like it's too like it was too incomprehensible.
And it's too crazy. And they say like I was like I got some like what I can say. They say I got some like what brick in English. I forget like some block. Yeah, block. They say like I tried to break the windows for 1 hour with the block, and I couldn't break the windows. Man, the man like me, I got a block in my hands and tried to break the windows. Like 1 hour, I couldn't break that. That's like a bullshit,
Yeah,
you know.
you're also a fighter. You could have used your
Yeah,
hands probably. You could have used your elbows or
that's
your
what
or your
everybody
foot.
say. That's like
So
bullshit.
it,
1 hour with the block and I couldn't break the windows.
uh,
That's bullshit.
if you'll, I'm curious to know, do you think that there is also potentially was there a, that the police targeted you because of race? Do you think that you're being black that's why that they kind of didn't take your side seriously?
And even no black, before in this country, man, if you got a problem with the police, it's really complicated, bro. I don't want to tell them too much because it's really complicated here.
I
Not
got
just black, but foreign, they have problem here, man, about the situation with the police. You cannot win Japanese people. If they say something like you didn't do that, they will check you well like 1 year. And then at the hands, they will say, oh, we sorry, it was not you, blah, 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 you know. That's why I be careful. I just like don't care about that. I care about my life, about my future, you know. Just do good, like respect every rule. That's the best idea.
And you know what? In a way, Daryl, that's still kind of understandable because, obviously you and BeyNoah are both African. Obviously, you are like African. BeyNoah, originally from Torrance, California, USA, is African American. But do you think nowadays with the, and I know we probably asked you this before, me specifically, I've asked you this before. If not, please let me know, Andrew. But still, when it comes down to nowadays with the whole Black Lives Matter movement and the fact that you and BeyNoah had to go through like two entirely different ways just to make your name in the world of fight sports, especially in Japan. I mean, do you feel that the Japanese audience still haven't caught on to either you or BeyNoah when it comes down to being two Black men living in Japan, mastering the Japanese language and understanding the whole Japanese way of life?
What I can say,
if it's a loaded question, I apologize. But
yeah,
what I was
I got you, but yeah, it's really complicated to answer the question, really complicated. But to be in reality, in Japan, even now, it's like half Black, half Japanese, half American. And I don't want to answer a bad thing, but in the reality, all they think we Black. They don't think it's Japanese. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The way they think about me and the way they think is same. But if he did good and he be Japanese, like now it's like it's Black, two Black fighting, blah blah blah. But if now win me, it's gonna be Japanese win the Black man. But if he lost, two Black they fight and he lost. You know what I mean?
I'm just basically asking, and again, sorry for the loaded question, but I was just basically asking that because when it comes down to Japanese history of how they treat Black people, there's still some instances like on those big New Year's Eve comedy shows where you still see idiotic Japanese comedians dressed up in blackface. Still.
Man, that question is very complicated, bro. Let's talk about the fight, man.
Yeah, let's talk about the fight because me, the Black man, I don't feel like talking about all this racist stuff.
I got you, but the more important right now, let's talk about the next coming fight. That's gonna be better.
Yeah, let's talk about this upcoming fight. When it comes down to, let's see. You are already one fight into your Rizin career. You're about to have another. Let's just say you end up beating BeyNoah in spectacular fashion. Would you consider potentially fighting for a world title in your weight class?
No, it's like here, it's not really like about what do you think about. It's about it's about
take your time.
No, it's okay. It's about sport, man. It's about sport. Don't think like how you think. I'm talking about the sport. Like if we fight like two Black, me, I'm excited to fight with my man. He's strong now. He's strong, man. He's champion. A lot of respect. He do good job in Japan, and I fight him. I'm like I appreciate that. But in the fight, even Black, even white, we still fighter. We don't care. We don't care about the color. And even I say, I want to be the big really Black Panther. I'm going to beat him. It's like about fight. When we finish fight, we back family. We family, we still family. It's just about the fight to make like a people like exciting. That fight is going to be like a more exciting. Like many people, they wait for like, two Black living in Japan and they have to fight in Rizin. It's like a more like fun. People wait for the fight and we have to make that more funny. I'm gonna beat him. But we still family. We fight. We finish. Brother, how you do? Let's go drink sometime. It's like that. We're not enemy. We still family. But about the sport, we do like I fight. If I training hard to beat me, and I'm training hard to beat him. The fight finish. He's not man. We're gonna be now after where you going? Let's have campfire. Let's have cheers. Let's have one drink and finish. It's not like we enemy. No, it's like a business. I'm talking about the business. We fight is like business. When the business finish and we back family, you know what I mean?
So I actually got a question about that. So, okay, you beat him in Rizin. Would you then, let's say if his home promotion Rise contact you to fight him again in kickboxing, would that be something that would interest you?
Man, I love to fight twins because when you beat the guy first time, man, they be like, I was do mistake. Let's do the revenge. I love revenge. And when you beat him twins, he's gonna be, this man is strong. Because if you beat people one time, it's no mistake. Next time I do my good. Okay, let's do the good too. It's like the guy we fight Tuntumi from Myanmar. We fight in Japan, like MMA rule, some MMA rule, and I win him. He was like, I don't do MMA. I'm a lightweight fighter. Let's do lightweight. I'm like, oh damn, I beat you in one round in MMA, and you call me to fight in lightweight. Let's go do that. And I went to Myanmar to fight him, but it was draw. He didn't win. I didn't win, but I got my win. I win him one time. And he said, like, man, you strong. I thank you, you strong too, but you better win me. You don't even win me. I gotta win you. I win you one time before. If like I win now, they say like let's do rise kickboxing. Why not? We can do.
So actually, I know you've done left way. What do you think about left way? That is a crazy sport. That
Man,
is
let's
so
way
crazy.
so funny. You will love that. I love Lewe. That's why you can use it's like a street fight. You use everything, and that's like the dangerous sport because one of guy you have to win. If you guys don't knock up your opponent, they don't have a win. You have to knock up your opponent, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm strong. I beat him." That's the way the sport. That's why I love Lewe. You use your head, you everything. I love that.
Would you ever do left way again? I know that Japan has some left way promotions, I believe.
Yeah. I know.
Would you ever consider doing that again, or do you want to just stick to MMA and kickboxing for the time being?
Actually, for like the business, my future, I think kickboxing and MMA. Now I'm focused about kickboxing and MMA.
Gotcha. Before you go, Daryl, one of the last questions I have is: has Rizin said that depending on how this fight goes, that they can get you for New Year's Eve or for a future show down the line? Has there been any talks that you can talk about with that?
One more time, please.
Oh, sorry. Can you? Has Rizin said that depending on how this fight goes for you, if they that you might be able to do the New Year's Eve show or maybe one of the numbered shows next year? Have they said that they want to bring you back again in the future?
Yeah. Actually, I got like two fight with the Rising. We signed two fight. Like this fight, if I do good fight, maybe they will sign me for the New Year event.
Okay. Oh, great. That'd be great to see you on New Year's. That's always a fun show to watch, and the fighters always.
Yeah, that's the fight. This fight is more important for me. It's really more important because if I do good, they will put me in the New Year event.
So Chris, I'm gonna pass it on to you now.
Okay. Now, when it comes down to this interview, let's just say BeyNoah realizes that he understands English and understands what we're saying in this interview. What would be the main thing you would say to him if y'all were squared up face to face, staring at each other, looking at each other eye to eye before this fight happens?
If you like, I will stay in the ring. What I can say to him?
Well, in a face-off, you don't get paid to beat people up during a face-off. You get paid to talk to them.
Yo, I told him when we meet in the press conference, I told him, yo, brother, we still brother, but now we start the war. We're going to talk after the war. And after I beat you, we're going to be good friends. I told him like this.
And the last thing, Daryl, before you go, want to give you an opportunity to plug your sponsors, social media. I think you said you have some businesses as well. Feel free to plug your team as well. Go ahead, plug whatever you have.
About my team, everything.
Team, sponsors, anything that you want to give.
Yeah. I can say just like I thank my sponsor, my gym. Like my gym is a Tri-8 gym. Tri-8 gym. They support me every day, every time. I really thank them for already support, and my manager from the chairman of Gurachan he's my fight maker to Rising. He's in my promoter to Rising, Mr. Iwasaki. I thank him for support, for anytime support me, and I promise them this fight I will do my best. All my friends will support me, even Candy Jim every time give me like a support. And this fight I will do my best to win this fight for them. Thank you guys for always support me. Yeah.
No problem. And when it comes down to the fact that this fight will be shown internationally, not just in Japan, but internationally via Live Now Global, what would you say to the average fight fan who are probably just seeing you for the first time, probably will be seeing you for the first time? What would you say to them that would get them interested, not just in your fight, but the entire card as well?
Yeah, I can say like for the first people, they're gonna see me to fight in MMA on the Rising. I promise them I will show them good fight. I will do my best to show good fight to people, to show good fight to people. That's why I'm training hard. This fight is the best for me to fight my brother, and my brother is strong. He's really strong, and two strong guys fight. The winner is gonna be me, of course, and I will do my best for all my support. Just keep support, and I show you good fight. International, everywhere you are, in America, Europe, Africa, Asia, just watch the fight. You can watch that online, the same time in Rising promotion, and you will see me give you good fight. Thank you guys for support anytime. Yeah.
Mercy, brother. And when it comes down to Rizin 32, you can check out Daryl Lokoku versus BeyNoah for the right to be the real Black Panther.
Exactly.
On November 28th, live from Okinawa Arena in Okinawa, Japan, on Live Now Global. Just download the Live Now Global app via Android or iOS if you're in the United States or Canada, and you'll be able to check out this event and order it for $25. But still, point of the matter is, Lokoku, we thank you for joining us on this interview. We hope that you and BeyNoah blaze the roof off of the Okinawa Arena on November the 20th, man. It's going to be a fun show, and we hope that y'all are the main reason why.
All right, thank you too, brother.